Defining ourselves on our own terms is a process that starts young as we form our sense of who we are. Ellie Engel Saves Herself is a book for middle schoolers that speaks to just that. Joining us today is the book's award-winning author. We have Leah Johnson. Leah, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, so tell us about your book and what it's about.
Yeah, so Ellie Engel Saves Herself is about a 12-year-old girl who believes herself to be exceedingly ordinary, and she's totally comfortable with that until the night before she's set to start seventh grade. She wakes up from an earthquake with the power to bring things back to life with her touch.
Ooh, okay. And so this is focused to around and for middle schoolers. We've all went through middle school. Can you talk about that time in a young person's life and the challenges and excitement that come with it?
Middle school is a nightmare. Maybe it maybe it's easier for other people than it was for me, but I had a really hard time in middle school. It was so awkward. I was so insecure and so scared all the time. And one of the joys of writing Ellie's story was being able to go back and tell my middle school self, hey, everybody is as scared and as uncomfortable in their changing body as you are. And that's nothing to be ashamed or embarrassed about.
Yeah, and I think that's so important for middle schoolers to learn because, like you said, it was a very crazy and chaotic time. One thing that drew me into your book was the cover alone, seeing that representation. What do you hope people take away from your new book?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really important to center people who have often been pushed to the margins. I am a Black queer woman, and so it's really important to me to make Black girls the center of every story. I want us to be the main characters. I don't want us to be the sidekicks anymore. I want us to be our own heroes. I think that's so crucial to our understanding of who we become.
Yes, I like that you pointed that out. Not being the sidekick, but being the main character. Would you say in writing this book, you were also pulling experiences from your own when you were young and in middle school?
Absolutely. They say to write what you know, and what I know is what it's like to be an awkward Black girl. And Ellie is very awkward. She's really uncomfortable sometimes. She does some stuff that I'm like, ooh, sweetie. Oh, one day you'll understand. And that was really healing, but it was also just really funny to look at this book and be like, man, we were a mess at 12.
Yeah. Going through all the emotions, all the feelings. It's a very raw time. You're also the author of the best-selling young adult novel, You Should See Me in a Crown. What was it like for you pivoting from young adult to a middle school audience and genre?
Well, I'll tell you, I got to write a lot more fart jokes in this book than I've ever written before, which was wonderful for me personally. But mostly it was just it was a change of pace. I got to play around a little more. I got to experiment a little more in this book than I've been able to do before. Younger readers often have imaginations that are more expansive, and it's been really exciting to see all the ways we can suspend belief or toy with this idea of what's real and what's not.
Yeah, and with this book, can grown-ups, parents, and educators read this book as well? And might it help us know what's going on with young people today, being that we're getting older and sometimes we get a little out of touch?
Yeah, I think anybody can read this book, and you can read it just because it's fun for you. I think all of us can connect to this feeling of, wow, I am so alone. But the reality is you're not alone. There are so many people out there who feel the same confusion and terror about growing up as you do. So yeah, I fully hope that reading the book helps them understand what it's like to be a 12-year-old in a day and age when you have TikTok in your back pocket all the time. But other than that, I hope that they're also able to connect to the feelings in the book.
Yeah, and it's so important, like what you said, knowing that they're not alone and being able to identify with the characters in your book. With this new book, are there any upcoming projects that are coming up for you that you can tell us about?
Yeah. So the sequel to Ellie Engel Saves Herself is called Bree Boyd is a Legend. It takes one of Ellie's friends from this book and makes her a superhero in her own right. And I'm so excited to share it. And it'll be out next year.
Okay, we're excited to check that one out too. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. You can find Ellie Engel Saves Herself wherever books are sold.